just gonna do the spin around. Look at that.
That was not planned.
How very dramatic of you.
Welcome to Old Gray Bricks. We are here for a messy Thursday, I guess we call it now. Is that what we call it? I don't know what we call it.
That's a good question. And how long ago was it we switched to Thursdays?
I don't remember.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
A few months or something.
I think we call it Will We Have It Thursday or not.
That's actually pretty accurate.
We call it How Tired Is Chris This Week?
Truth.
But yeah, in the chats we got Fever, Ninny Muggins, and also Steve, who's also talking, and you're also in the chat. So
Cool.
yeah, so we're here and we're doing stuff, and
We're all fine here. Isn't that the
we're all
phrase?
fine down here
All
now. How are
fine.
you?
How are you?
Small Paul did express interest in building something today, so I'm trying to encourage that. So I placed a Bricklink order. Because we went to see Backrooms last week, which all the kids are seeing right now. It's very popular amongst the youths.
Which one?
Backrooms.
I am not familiar.
Backrooms started as a photograph that somebody posted to 4chan that was like an empty office building, some rooms, and then they wrote this creepy short story next to it talking about how you step through a wall and there's these endless hallways and rooms that are all beige and look like this with fluorescent lights and whatever and stuff. And then that kind of turned into a whole sort of, the internet took it and ran with it, and people started making their own short movies on YouTube. And one of the guys who had some of the most popular YouTubes got tapped by somebody in Hollywood to direct a movie about the Backrooms, because evidently his short movies were really well done. It's something he started doing during COVID time. He's only 20 now, directing a movie. And so during COVID, he's a kid sitting at home, and he started playing with Blender, and he started making his own rooms in Blender, and making his own scenes and movies and things. And I guess he did them well enough that, got Hollywood's interest, and they asked him to direct, or somehow that got connected. And so he directed this whole movie, which was actually really well done. It was a well done movie. It was very weird and creepy and strange. So if you're into that kind of thing, it's worth seeing. But anyway, Small Paul liked it because all the kids are into it these days with the lore.
The lore.
And all that. So, yeah. Anywho, because he's into it and all that kind of thing, he told me he wanted to build his own mock and call it Small Rooms.
Small rooms.
Small rooms. And so today I was thinking, okay, that sounds really fun. And then I decided I'd build him a little vignette. There's the captain. Arr. So I built Small Paul.
No.
I'm gonna zoom myself in for a moment. Here's the first vignette of Small Paul in the small rooms.
Small rooms.
Yeah.
Now I understand. I did not understand earlier.
So yeah. Anyway, he wants to build a much larger thing of this, so I ordered him a couple hundred of these the beige wall panels that I used to make this box. So
did we lose Captain?
Yeah, he dropped back out for a moment. There he is.
Okay.
Never fear, the captain's here. So anyway, that was my this was my quick little build for the day, was building this little, little Small Paul in the small rooms there. So I actually it was just a 6x8, and then I added a few bricks onto the back of it to make it like give it a little more depth just now. So,
And you got fancy and you threw some lights in.
well, I have these lights lying around because these are these light kits. It's these light kits that I got off Amazon.
Oh yeah.
They're really inexpensive. It's like $20 for a pack of.
10, I think. I have those too.
No, it's $20 for 20 of them. So $1 per light, which is a lot cheaper than most of the Light My Bricks and what have yous. And
That's a heck of a lot cheaper than most of the Light My Bricks.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want some basic lights to string together to just have ceiling lights in a MOC, they're really good for that. And it comes with a little battery pack like this, but it's also USB if you want to plug it into a USB thing. So,
which is very handy.
Yeah. So, since I'm yakking, I guess I'll just keep going. My lovely lady friend gave me the Star Wars.
I see you fixed it, or corrected it.
Well, we've talked about it before. When Chris has his displayed behind him, and I was thinking, we need to make the official knockoff Star Winners. So I'd been telling Chris to do this, and he never did it, so I did it. There we are.
We have it.
There's the official knockoff Star Winners.
I've never built that set. I had no idea how you did that.
Full set.
I partially disassembled it and made the N out of some bricks that I could just stick on the front, because the actual set is thick, and the bricks go all the way through the letters. So
that's what you did.
So I took it apart and peeled the front off of it and reassembled it and made the
disassemble.
I made the swappable letter. So there's the A. I can just stick the A right back on there and switch it back and forth if I want it to be a clone brand or the official brand. I better put it back before the Disney lawyers come for me. So that's what I've done recently. And I'm gonna pick on Steve because you actually have something behind you that I saw pictures on Instagram. So
yeah. She's done.
Why don't you do your best, like Vanna White, and kind of wave your arms and a new car? No.
Yeah. So Spot, I'm 90% confident that my mock is gonna be there the next day when I set it up. The Spot has been standing there for a month, and I ordered replacement parts, or the right colors for his chest, and I put those on and I put him back up, and he stood there for a day, and then I left the house and I came back and he was toppled over. So now I'm it took me a while to position him into that position, and I can't get him to where he used to be. So I'm confident that he's gonna actually stand, but he's been this way for 4 or 5 days now. So crossed. I have more confidence in the buildings staying together than I do the character. But it's all done, and I have to now figure out how to take it apart and transport it. So there's that.
Have you bumped into the table a few times to make sure it's?
I have. My wife has done it a couple times. My kids do it. So that was before I moved Spot. So I've put Spot back up, and then I put all the drones on the buildings. It's as I'm doing that, the table's kind of shaking a little bit. But I don't know. We'll see. I suppose I don't think wind is going to be a problem, but you never know. People, I don't know if that room is probably going to have air conditioning. I don't know how hard wind's going to blow, but I don't know. I'm just weird nervous, worst case scenario nervous. It's in an island this year, so people are going to be walking all the way around it. so that
Never-
makes me a little nervous.
Well, there will be
Not-
stanchion. There will be stanchions, though.
I'm not gonna have like the metal stanchions though. I'm gonna have the seatbelt.
Oh.
I'm gonna have the seatbelt stanchions. So
At least
Yeah.
try and make sure they tape the bases to the floor.
yeah,
Is that-
I'm the kind of person that stays near my table during public days. So like I'll be there like you stay away, don't get too close, that kind of stuff. But,
You're going to police them, is what you're
Yeah.
going to do.
yeah.
Cool.
But
And you should be fine.
that's all I really got. Like I cleaned my room up to make my reel. So like my room's like the cleanest it's been. I've been breaking down some of my sets from like 2-3 years ago. Not the sets, my mocks. Like I still have stuff from like 2024 put together that I'm trying to take apart and sort and make shelf room so I can actually build the sets that I have in my backlog. So there's
Building your backlog?
I know.
How?
I know. I still got
Revolting.
a UCS Razor Crest that I got like on Black Friday 3 years ago. It's just like sitting in my closet. I can't build it. Nowhere to put it. So
Do you want
Yeah,
mine? I'm going to take mine apart, I think.
There's a new Razor Crest now, so now you can't build it.
Yeah.
It's outdated.
yeah. But that's all I really got going on.
I might actually, eventually, if it goes on sale enough, get the new system scale Razor Crest and maybe mush it with my old one and make like one good model out of it, because the new one is smaller. It's like a lot smaller. I don't know if you've seen the reviews of it. The
Yeah.
engines look better on it, but the main body of it is narrower and shorter by quite a bit. So I was kind of thinking maybe I'll think about, if I got the new one, I could use some of the new body panel stuff and the yellow stuff, new engine designs, and combine that with the body from the old one to make a
Is
really
that how
decent
the
sort of.
Mandalorian looks, or the Razor Crest looks in the movie?
Yes, in the movie, obviously it's a new Razor Crest that he gets along the way, and it's literally a whole new ship because the other one got blown up. So, but it does have yellow stripes on the new one.
But it's in a different place than the old one.
Are the stripes in different places?
Stripes are in, well, I can't say for sure, but from what I recall seeing, it looks like they were in different places.
I mean, because
I
the old
assume-
one, the stripes were all like faded and
Yeah.
weathered and stuff
So
on the
maybe
old
this
one.
is more like it's more new car smelling fresh.
Yeah, because the new one is like shiny and has, intact stripes and whatever.
That style of ship, like because I've been rewatching the Mandalorian show, and it wasn't like pre-Empire or something like
Yes. Yeah, part of the reason why he has the ship because it's pre-Empire, and I think it doesn't have some of the
Technology.
it doesn't have some of the Imperial like nannies
Tracking
built into it, so he can kind of fly under the radar some and that kind of thing. So,
So how does he get a new one then?
I mean, that'd be telling
That-
you the movie. So
Okay. All right. Enough said. That's like what confused me because I'm like, I thought it was an old ship. So
yeah, it's a pre-Imperial ship that he comes by a new one in the new movie, and it's shiny and stuff.
All that entails.
But let's say hello to Cheap Ass Bricks and Moto, who showed up. Hey, how's it going?
that's all. Hey,
Well, I mean, what else is there to say except hello, welcome to the show of us talking about the Mandalorian.
And all that
But-
entails.
Yeah, but since we're talking to you in the Great North, let's see what Jeff's doing. What's going on, Jeff?
Not well. I mean, stuff, obviously. When you were about to throw over and jump to the chat to say hello to Cheap Ass Bricks, I thought you were going to throw to me, and then you called me Cheap Ass Bricks, and I'm like, okay. And then I realized, oh, in the chat. Okay, fine. Things are going well. I need to rotate. I need to change cameras for a second, just so I can do the camera. Just so I can do this. I'm mostly done the lower level. I've got all the parts on order. I'm waiting for tiles to come in. I'm working on the roof right now of my Duplo hanger that will be shown at the 2 Canadian shows in August and November. Bricks in the 6 in November. Whoops, wrong one. And Brick-a-Many in Quebec in August. So right now I'm working on roof structure for the first level. I already had this part built, and I've got the plates in and stuff, and I'm expecting another order in soon. But today, during a very boring meeting, I built 180, 1x12 and 1x6 Technic beam structures pinned together for the roof, because those are the parts I've got in. So, it's a good thing to do while you're in a meeting, because you can still listen and talk, and Lego doesn't make that much noise. But yeah, so I'm just working on that. By next week, I hope to have more of the structure in place for the lower level, like most of the roof maybe in. I don't know, we'll see. And then I've got to concentrate on the upper level next, so which I can't really build until the lower level's completed, because it's on top of the lower level. So, but yeah, I've been playing around with trying to figure out how to motorize a lift, because I do have a lift built into the display, and I loved the idea of it going up, stopping, coming down, stopping, going up, stopping, but I want to try and do that mechanically, which is probably impossible, but and not like up, stop. Like I want it to be, like it takes about a minute to go up and then sit up top for a minute and then a minute to go down. So in my brain, there must be some kind of mechanism I can do that will, as it's going up, like there's something running on another device or another gear train or something. And when it hits the end, like I can just like have it trigger something to stop the lift, and then have that other train still come back. And when it hits the other end, it triggers something to start the lift again. And like just something out of the way that somehow turns it on and off, like turns the actual other gear train, the actual elevator on and off. And I'm just trying to think it through and figure out how to do it. But I don't know. It's a work in progress for sure. So yeah, and hence the pile of bins everywhere on my counter or on my table. Yeah, that's about it.
I don't even know how to do the gears, let alone the programming. So
well, that's the thing. I don't want to do the programming, because the only thing I have is the old RCXs from like the late 90s, early 2000s. And in order to program that, you basically need a Windows 98 or a Windows XP machine running 16-bit, or 32-bit machine, which I don't have anymore. I know I can get an emulator and all that crap, but that's just a lot of effort to program a brick to do. Hit a sensor, stop, wait, hit a sensor, start, hit a sensor, stop, wait. Like it's a very simple program. So I'm like, maybe I can mechanically do it, but we'll see how it goes.
I am betting that the captain's over there working on some cannons.
We can't hear you, Captain, because you're muted.
Are you talking? There we go.
Oh, no.
I am indeed. I am working on the third gun deck of my new HMS Victory. The parts arrived today, so I have the ribbing.
this is not an improvement. This is a new ship.
This is a whole new ship. Yes.
Compared to 2 weeks ago?
No, this is probably the same one from a few days ago. But you want to see something real nifty? HMS Victory. Hold battery. Fire as she bears. Hold battery. Fire as she bears.
That's badass.
This, I don't know if I showed you this before. This is the controller. So this one controls all of the red ships.
HMS Battery ready. HMS Victory. HMS Ajax. HMS Agamemnon. HMS Pickle. HMS Euryalus.
And then you pick your ship.
HMS Victory.
Is that like the layout of your mock?
Yes, this is a mini map of the battle of the part of the battle that we're going to show.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
these are where the ships are. You then choose whether you want the port or starboard battery,
Battery.
what kind of volley you want to fire,
Fire as she bear. Fire all. Fire by deck.
and then
Is that
you hit
your
the,
voice?
Yeah.
That's
hit
fun.
the red button.
Port battery. Fire all.
UCMS Pickle.
Reload.
Yes, HMS Pickle. There was an HMS Pickle at the Battle of Trafalgar.
The
It
real
was a
ship.
small 6-gun schooner,
Port battery ready.
and we are building it, and it will also have guns that fire. All the guns will be able to fire. The my friend who's helping build it, he'll have a similar controller, except it will be upside down and in French, which is hilarious because he doesn't speak French. But I do. So I could have his ship saying whatever I want, and he'd have no idea. I'm also tempted to put a button on my controller that will change the audio of his controller from serious, battery feu, to something a little more silly, like battery feu. Just make it ridiculous.
You probably want to in there somewhere. Too.
Oh, yes. And Fetchy la vache! Stuff like that. So this is going very, very well. This is the last ship that I'm building. We will have 8 ships of the line, ranging from, I think, 64 guns all the way up to 140 guns. We will have 3 frigates and 1 schooner. There will also be a whole series of buttons going around it by the stanchions that will allow the audience to fire the guns on each ship.
Should have a ship that shoots cats. He goes, "Meow, meow, meow, meow."
We are tempted to put in little Easter eggs, like on the 50th time somebody sends one of the ships to fire, it will moo instead of firing the guns.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
And then
that.
say something along the lines of, "No one will ever believe you." And then if they keep looking at the other ships, if they fire another ship enough, it'll eventually go, "There is no cow level." Because we're nerds.
Programming humor. Gotta love it.
Yes.
What-
So this is all written in Arduino. I've been eyeball deep in C++ code. So I'm over here going, "What? You want to program a motor? That would take me about 5 minutes." Oh yeah, I've got a degree in this shit.
So the actual control unit itself, like, is that all brick built? The actual control unit
Yep.
that you're using, is that all brick built, or
Yep,
is there
all brick built.
like what are you using for sensors and things like that? Are they
Oh, it's not all Lego built.
okay? Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah,
getting
no,
at.
the,
Okay.
the programming is all done in Arduino, written on Arduino Nanos, and using little buttons and LED,
Yeah, okay.
programmable LED strips for the light.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Um,
I assume so. I was just making sure.
yeah, now you can interface Arduino with the Lego sensors.
It's
If
just
you
all
really
smart
want.
brick. There's like 150 smart
All-
bricks in that thing.
All smart brick, every bit of it. Yep.
Every cannon is a smart brick.
Every cannon is its own smart brick. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I do kind of feel like there could be some Linux clustering going on to actually make the smart bricks do exactly what you're trying to do. And I think that's your next challenge.
Yeah, I feel that would probably be considerably more expensive than what this costs.
Well, probably because those smart bricks are pretty darn expensive. So yeah.
Dana throwing the gauntlet down and Captain Xavier throwing it right back at him.
Going,
You
no,
know, we had to bring the whole.
this was
We had to bring the
expensive
whole.
enough. I'm not. Do you have any idea how many cannon are in our combined fleet? I
1,200.
believe it's somewhere in the vicinity of. Oh geez, I'd have to do the math. It's
Like
like
a zillion?
600 at this point.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that. There's 140 on one of them alone. Anyway,
Well, at least you guys get a smart brick.
You don't get a
Are you
smart
not
brick?
allowed smart
They're not being sold in Canada, or they're only sold in 6 countries. So
Probably for the
Consider
best,
yourself
probably
lucky.
full of AI
Oh.
nonsense.
but I mean, my biggest thing is with the same is going to happen with the Pokemon sets. So the only Pokemon sets that are going to be available in Canada are the big sets, and all the little sets that kids might want to play with anyhow and collect. Right? They won't be able to get them. So I don't know. It seems like a dumb move.
That sounds very American.
I think it has something to do with regulations, like maybe there's a certification they need to get done to the brick in order to ship it into Canada, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like FCC certification or something, but I don't know.
You would think maybe they wouldn't allow them in California for that matter, but so
Yeah.
They're allowed, but you have to put a label saying that they are known to cause cancer.
Yes, maybe.
that would do it. That seems odd.
Well, the at least the Pokemon fans can also be disappointed with the sounds that the smart bricks make, because instead of sounding like Pokemon saying their Pokemon things, it's it's like, oh, good. It doesn't say Pika Pika or any of that. You don't hear anybody saying Squirtle. It's just kind of a yay.
I'm gonna go no on the yay.
And speaking of sarcastic responses, what's going on with Dana?
Well, it's been a minute and a half, I think. Has it really been all the way since MomoCon since we've done a stream?
Mayhaps. I think we missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, that was, I guess, yeah, because that was Labor Day weekend. So yeah, we didn't do a stream that weekend either, and then we just kind of slowed along. So I did go to MomoCon, and I did have a good time. I also entered into a different plastic competition than I'm used to. And I know this sounds very, I'm segueing into non-Lego. So if you're not, if you're only here for the Lego talk, you can go to the bathroom or do whatever, get something, get a sandwich, something like that for the next few moments. So I did enter in 3 Gundam type scenario models, and in the custom category. So this was interesting, as opposed to like Lego where they do weird categories. They have a straight build, which is basically like if somebody said, I take a Lego set out of the box and I build it and then I display it and then you judge me on it. So that's kind of what they do for the straight builds. And then there was custom, which was something that you maybe painted it, maybe modified it, did some lighting or something like that. And then they did master, which is like you've gone overboard. Like you took all the bells and whistles. We're not even talking cutting plates. We're talking about painting, gluing, getting crazy if you think about it from a Lego's perspective, and then making it into a diorama or something like that. So I wasn't going into that category, but I went into the middle category, and I took first place in my category. So I was very excited for that. I got a little ribbon with a little medal, so that was cool. You want to see the medal?
Yeah.
All right, let's see the medal.
Whip it out.
I'll even show you the build that I took. The one. So this is the build that I took with me. It's all custom painted. You're not going to see the details, but it's all custom painted. There's all custom decals, all airbrush. This was originally red or pink, so you can see that it definitely had a lot of work done to it. And they actually gave a medal, which was kind of cool.
High quality right there.
And this was one of the mascots. They always change their mascots every year, or like there's some mascots that say the same, but something they'll add. And so this was one of the new mascots for this year. So that was the thing in the middle, which was cool. I got a really cool kit to build, and Simon Liu was very jealous of the fact that I got this.
Frog.
I'll show you real quick because I planned for this. So this is called the Bee Duck and Spa. So this is a huge, giant mech duck, basically, and it has a little pilot. that also sits in it. Now, here's the cool part. Notice he's got well, you can't really tell, but it's a bar of soap that's sitting on his head.
Okay.
It's actually, oops, I just pulled Moto. It's actually magnet. And check this out. You can take this magnet, and I don't know if it'll show up correctly. Yep. It actually lights up the lights on the front. And then also, the thrusters in the back, and also these, this pod side here. It's got a little duck floating in the back there. And that was all included in the kit.
Wow.
The thing I had to get was the batteries to put into the lights, which those I had to get off of Amazon because they were a weird pen light battery that was not something you would find at your typical Target, Walmart.
Radio Shack.
So that was that was what I got to choose as my prize for my category. And then they also gave me 2 art books for weathering, 2 packages of paint, and even some thinner for my airbrush and stuff like that. So it was worth my time and effort to actually go down and enter and do that. So it was kind of cool.
What does Momo stand for?
It's Japanese for peach.
Okay.
So it's PeachCon because, well, you know, it's Atlanta and everything's peach. I think our lug is even something to do with peach. I was voting for kudzu lug, by the way, just to make that known. So that was what I did, but I did go looking for the beloved brick, and I found like maybe there was like 2 vendors out of like, I don't know, 100 that had any real Lego, and they were overpriced by even con standards from a Lego perspective. So I don't know how they were making any money for what they were doing, but they also had other stuff, not just Lego, but still it was kind of pricey. And then I also added to my collection of Lego figures for this year. So I have my case here that I decided to use, which I'll take the top off because otherwise the lights will just glare the crap out of it.
Oh no, the elements.
Yeah. So here's my Lego collection of minifigures. These are all anime figures because I know that Lego, now there's an asterisk on this comment. Lego is not going to make figures of these properties except for we are getting K-pop Demon Hunter sets next year, but they're going to be mini dolls. So I got mini figures instead of the mini dolls. And then, so I got those were new this year. I also got one of the Soulja Boy Demons. For those Freerin, you got any Freerin fans? Yes, no?
I've watched it.
Love this show. Got Freerin. Miku Miku.
Bless you.
Hatsuno Miku. Gotta love that. And then I've got some Bomb Girls, some Chainsaw Man, and Power from Chainsaw Man, which is Lego is never going to make Chainsaw Man. My Bleach collection of figures, which has always been fun. And then I did get 2. I should have added Arcane. I should have added more figures to the Arcane series because they do actually have more of them. Maybe next time I'll get some more Arcane figures. Time will tell. And I know from talking to Chris Campbell that I could very easily go on Temu or AliExpress, probably AliExpress, not Temu, and probably order these for pennies in comparison to what I paid for them. But I didn't have to pay for shipping. I didn't have to pay a tariff on the import. So
you had them right away.
They were in my greedy little hands right away. Now, granted, this is actually 3 different conventions worth of figures that I've put together. Really was the top row was what was new. Everything else I already had. I think, I did grab 2 new Bleach figures, so that was different. And then I did also get my wife a Taylor Swift figure. To go along with the custom printed tiles of Taylor Swift album covers that I got for her from Atlanta BrickCon and Brickworld in 2 subsequent times. So that's my thing I pick up for her. I get her Taylor Swift Lego sets. But today, however, I'm actually building a little bit. If you've been seeing me sitting here milling away at something, we have a new lug challenge that I needed to build a mock-up for so I could give instructions for people on how to do it because we're not actually having another in-person meeting until September. So I figured this was a perfect time to do a larger mock challenge versus a table scrap type thing. So we're building book nooks, very similar to the Balrog or the Sherlock Holmes set, or I think there was even a Harry Potter one that they made.
Yep. It was a Harry Potter one.
Okay, yeah. So I've put together a mock-up for it, and it's kind of a variation on the Balrog and the and the Sherlock Holmes in the fact that where the Balrog opened in like weird spots, this is very similar to the Balrog, but it's got the normal regular opening, so it can actually be pulled out like that. And then where with the Harry Potter or with the Sherlock Holmes ones, it will also have the book sides as well for the walls, so that they technically could be displayed either in a bookshelf or even at a convention, and then being able to open them up and see, and maybe somebody will actually do some sort of fun for the book cover and stuff like that. So that's what I'm mocking up over here, and should have it done today so that I can actually finalize on the instructions and share them to the rest of the lug. And they have now in the third week in September to come up with their own. So that's what I'm working on.
You're gonna make those 2 book nooks, and then you're gonna have. It's gonna be at the beginning of the Trouble Fricking series of book nooks, and you're gonna have like all of these book nooks that you're gonna.
And it could be that the first one will be a classic space book nook, and then I'll go Futron, Police, Space Police. Just do a book nook for every space faction. Maybe could happen, or I'll go crazy and just do a Nexonite one just to have fun. Which I think actually is probably what I'm going to do. It's going to be Nexonites.
I mean, it's always fun to irritate our castle brethren. So
Exactly. And it's not just the Stevens. It rubs all sorts of classic castle fans the wrong way. So it's got mileage. It's got mileage. So I'll go with it.
Well, that's I forget what. Sorry, my brain kind of I stumbled over my brain a minute there. Yeah, there's I guess the daily addition to the whole Bricks and Minifigs saga was the voice actress Tara Strong posted a video and did a bunch of voices of her characters disapproving of Bricks and Minifigs for being however they're being, and that was entertaining.
It was.
I actually had to look up who she was because I was like, huh?
You don't know who Tara Strong was?
I guarantee you watched something that she's done a voice in, because she's done a million.
Once I realized it, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. She's a voice that I know, but I could not place a face.
Yeah, I mean, she's done voices for a ton of characters.
Yeah.
A ton. Because she's been doing voice work for at least 25 years, if not longer, probably longer. But
well, the fact that she's one of the Powerpuff Girls, yeah. She's been doing it for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear? I don't know if this is internet stuff. Like internet, it's on the internet. It's got to be true, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I heard there's rumors of a new Star Trek set. No?
I believe it's supposed to be the original series bridge.
Yes, and there's going to be like 8 minifigs, which is pretty exciting if it's true.
That was strange because Dave Cowdice, you've met him before. He's a big Star Trek fan, and as you said that, I had an alert on Facebook that Dave Cowdice just posted something, and I'm like, he's listening.
He knows.
But in anybody that lives in Canada news, or at least in Ontario news, the Greater Toronto Area, so the 6 suburbs of the Greater Toronto Area, currently have 3 Lego stores. Lego has put up signs in 3 new malls. We're going to be up to 6 stores in the Greater Toronto Area by the end of the year.
Wow.
And I'm like, what's the logic in that? I mean, yes, it's like 7+ million people in the city, and they are basically covering like every corner, including the center of the city for what now, but it seems like overkill. to do that much in one city, but I'm not arguing. I'm just, stating.
Well, I mean, I would assume that there's got to be enough of a population to warrant it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the stores in Toronto must be doing well. But it's weird. Like, have you guys heard of any major Lego expansions in the States anywhere?
Unless it happens in my state, I'm usually pretty clueless.
Okay.
Yeah, Wisconsin has one store.
Well, and I mean, that's part of the argument that we're having here is like beyond, like will be 6 stores in Toronto area, and then there's 2 stores in the Montreal area, which is the next major city. There's 1 store in Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada. And then from there, from Montreal to the West Coast, or for the East Coast, there's no Lego stores. And from Toronto to the West Coast, the first Lego stores are in like Edmonton and Calgary. So, thousands of miles apart type thing. So now there isn't huge population centers. There are some cities, but not to that extent of a population center, but it's still kind of crazy. Crickets. Chirp, chirp.
Dino was confused.
I mean, you're the expert on Canada, so I don't think that any of the
Oh,
rest
no,
of
I
us
just-
really have a. We're like,
It's just weird to me that they're doing that in one city. Like they're expanding that big, right? Or that much. So I don't know.
yeah, I don't know how they determine.
Mhm.
I mean, presumably they do some kind of market analysis and
Yeah.
figure out how much they'll sell in a given area or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get a store that has smart bricks.
That's funny. I'd still wait for them to go on discount before I bought them anyhow, but
Yeah.
I've gotten way more enjoyment out of the like snarky fan reactions to smart bricks than I
Yeah.
think I ever would have out of anything that the smart bricks can do. Just all
Yeah.
the videos where Angus has the smart brick doing things, and then other fans making jokes and stuff, and
yeah, it's hilarious.
it's been a hoot.
And
Yeah.
a nanny.
Fever says that maybe they can expand in Canada because there aren't any smart bricks.
Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't lose money in Canada. Maybe I was reading a Brickset article, and they were saying that in the UK, the smart brick sets have already gone on sale. Like after a few weeks of being in the market, they'd already started going on sale. A good portion of them are already 50% off, but those are the ones that don't have the smart brick in it. They're just the add-on packs for the Star Wars sets and stuff. But I mean, that's just kind of crazy too, right?
That's
Like-
Crazy, but also no surprise.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I mean, normally I'm usually, I'm usually like, hey, let's be supportive of whatever cool new thing that Lego's coming out with. But this was not one of those times. This was definitely not one of those times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they I don't know if they've really had an electronic gimmicky kind of thing that's really done like really well. The Mario sets I think did okay.
And that's
Right.
it.
But I mean the Mario sets have a lot of characters in them, so even if you don't have like electronic Mario or whatever, the sets still have the little Goombas and Bowser and other characters made out of bricks that had some attraction to them, but the smart brick sets just kind of so far, the Star Wars ones anyways, have mostly been crappier looking versions of the Star Wars vehicles.
yeah.
So it's like, where's the attraction there? Maybe Pokemon will do better because it seems like they've made the Pokemon characters workable. Even if you don't have the smart brick, you'll still have the character, and it still looks cute or whatever. So maybe those will do all right.
We can hope.
I never got into Pokemon.
I didn't know anything about Pokemon until Small Paul got into it a few years ago and watched a whole bunch of the series, and I played the card game with him some, and So yeah, I've learned some of it by osmosis from Paul. But he's moved on to other things. He's now a teenage gamer and plays his, whatever games that the kids are into.
The back room.
But he's still into Godzilla, right?
Oh yeah, see, he still loves Godzilla.
Have you? I don't know if you check. Walmart has a anime section kind of over in the electronics section,
Yeah.
and at mine, I meant to take a picture of, but they had two different Bandai Godzillas and a Mecha Godzilla of the pretty decent high end figures. So, didn't know if you were aware of that.
He only likes the Monster Arts figures, which are the
The really expensive ones.
Yes, he's got good taste.
Champagne tastes.
He's
Here we
got
go.
very good taste in Godzilla figures. He likes the ones that are, $100 or more, which is.
Well, you know what though, but it shows that he's a refined collector, as opposed to needing to have everything.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of doesn't necessarily want everything Godzilla. He likes the premium figures.
And you know what? That actually it makes it. I think there's something to that though, because I had a friend of mine who he was an everything guy, but he also sought after the higher end collectible stuff too. And it gave him more of a challenge because I think he reached that point because it was so like there were certain properties that it was just so easy to find things but where if with Small Paul saying, hey, I only like this particular type, it gives him something to hunt for or look forward to versus, I can walk into Walmart, like I just said, and pick up a Godzilla fig. So
yeah, the ones that he likes are the kind that you pretty much have to pre-order them or you're not going to get one, which means Dad has to pre-order it.
Well, at some point in time, Small Paul will have adult money. So
maybe
time.
We'll see.
In time.
He does. He has Dad.
Well, today, yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he pretty much gets the things for like Christmas or his birthday or something. They're
which is expected. That's what it's about. Christmases, birthdays, fun stuff. You're like.
But yeah, any other Lego news about anything right now? Or is everybody
we kind of brushed over the mix minifigure thing. Do we want to talk about that a little more?
I mean,
or has it already been to death and we're just late to the...
Well, have there been any new developments, or is it just that's the crappy company trying to be crappy? And
yeah, I haven't heard any new things per se.
The whole thing has made me feel so very deeply vindicated because I never liked those stores. They just feel soulless.
Yeah, I mean, I never really shopped there much because they're almost all just overpriced, and I'm just
overpriced and no good stock.
Yeah, I mean, I find it. I mean, it's almost like bricks and minifigures stores in general are. How do I put this without being? They're for stupid people.
Wow.
I was trying to find a polite way of saying it, but I just couldn't find a way. And that's not to say that anybody who shops there is a stupid person, but it is not designed or not geared towards actual seasoned AFOLs, because any AFOL who has spent a minute in, or more than a minute and looking at prices and looking at things will walk into a bricks and minifigure and go, all right, the prices are a little high, but I don't have to pay for shipping. And they might buy stuff. BAM is the GameStop for Lego. I think that's that is very accurate. But what I think is the real deterrent for me, or has been for me, is that I've taken some sets in thinking, oh, I'll go ahead and just flip these because I don't have to deal with Bricklink and shipping and fees and all this and going to the post office. And they will maybe give you 50, maybe 40%. And that's a tough call right there, Moto, as to whether they're cheaper or more expensive. I want to say the sets at ABC are probably more are cheaper, I think, in general, because usually they'll give you a good deal on at least built sets. They'll have sales for built sets all the time. Box sets probably comparable, maybe even cheaper still on box sets too.
Yeah, they do have their minifigures, kind of marked up a bit to get the collector sort of.
Yeah, and that's not unheard of even at shows and stuff like that. I mean, minifigures are that's a commodity in itself. I mean, that is truly a hobby within the hobby. But I think the bricks and minifigures really gouges you when you're turning in a set for credit in comparison to ABC. And that may just be because maybe we have a history with ABC, and so maybe they cut us a better deal sometime. I don't know, but it just feels like they really gouge you as an AFOL when you're trying to turn in a set for credit or something like that. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I have a BAM that's like 2 minutes from my work. And so like every once in a while I'll just stop in there on a Friday afternoon. And I've bought like a Star Wars Leia helmet from them. And like I bought a couple minifigs, and it was just convenient for me to get the minifigs there. Like I got last year for my Brick World mock, I needed a America Chavez minifigure, and it was like a common one, so it was like, I don't know, $10 or whatever for it. And like I dig around in the pit or the brick table to find stuff. It's just sometimes more convenient than trying to search for those pieces on Bricklink when I just need
But that's a justifiable reason when you're willing to pay the premium for something that you don't want to have to deal the hassle with.
Right.
And I get that. I just feel like that what they're giving you in credit for sets that are obviously well sought after or worth the value, that they're basically just saying, yeah, basically just give it to us for what it cost 20 years ago, and we'll turn around and charge 4 times that amount or more.
Yeah.
That just kind of feels like, really? And that's just my 2 cents. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I've ever traded a set in. I think I've always kept everything. I mean, I'm not like at Dana levels of stuff where I like got a basement full of stuff, but I don't know if I would go to BAM either to do that.
Yeah, that's just it. I would not recommend it. Which is funny when you start thinking about the controversy that's going on, is that somebody actually went to their local BAM and used them for consignment so that they would probably get more money instead of just having the BAM buy them outright. Because I'm probably sure that the amount of money that was involved with the sets that has been reported, the BAM couldn't buy them outright anyway. So they probably said, well, we'll do them on consignment, and they'll take a little bit compared to what they would normally have taken.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where we are, because it wasn't official and it wasn't part of normal corporate policy. So corporate said, hey, they're in our store, they're ours.
Yeah. And I was watching this one YouTube video where it's not like Bricks and Minifigs was holding on to $200,000 worth of sets. Like, he sold a lot of his stuff. Like, they were thinking like maybe it could be as little as $6,500 is actually left on of sets that have not been sold yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I think like all 3 parties did stupid stuff. I think it's just like the whole situation is just like a bunch of people doing the wrong thing. Like everybody's at fault. Just kind of a big old, I don't know, cluster.
Cluster is a good word.
Yeah.
Cluster brick.
It's a cluster.
Well, it feels like our conversation's kind of
No,
so.
no, don't do it. No.
Well, we're coming up on 9 o'clock, and our conversation's dwindling. I feels like this is sort of not a big week for news. I mean, the Bricks and Minifig thing is ongoing, and
Yeah.
sort of it is what it is. Hopefully, maybe next week, maybe Chris might rejoin us. It's hard to know because he's been busy and things, and I think they have Vacation Bible School coming up soon, so we may not see him for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it definitely sounded that was it's either going on now or it will be.
I think it's coming up. I think it's next week or in the next couple of weeks or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next week I'll be in Chicago, and I won't even be. I've got dinner at this time, so I don't even know if I could do a crazy 8-bit tour of the hall on my phone.
Is it next week already? I thought it was 2 weeks from now. I thought it was Father's Day weekend.
It's next week.
Is it?
Next week is Father's Day weekend.
Oh, geez. Okay.
It's already the 11th there, Jeff.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
I hope it's next week because
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, you can come back and give us a report on Brickworld when you return.
Awesome. I'll try my best.
All right,
Alrighty.
hang on.
What was up? Dana's got something. He's a little
Yeah,
something.
other than I popped it apart for a moment, I do have this little bookie nookie thing,
Whoa.
which would be cool, kind of thing, and clip together so that can either be displayed, on a table or drop it into whatever.
I think you need to write War and Peace on the side of that one.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. So hopefully the lug will embrace the channel. I know there was a couple of people who were excited for me to post what the standard was so they could start building. So hopefully they will enjoy it. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. Very good. Well,
Let's get out of here.
let's wrap it up. We'll land the plane as Chris usually says, but thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. Moto and Stever and Cheap Ass Bricks and Ninny Muggins and anybody else watching. Stever painted a spleen. That's old Lego lore. That was John Palmer's little signature creature that he built. So, but yeah, as Chris would say, everybody, be awesome and build awesome. And be kind to your neighbors and have an excellent week. Hopefully, we'll be back next Thursday. Maybe we can hang out and chit chat and stuff. And we will see you next time. So, everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you.
See you, everybody.